Hello, hello. Welcome to today. Let's tune in to the frequencies of the earth. Oh, it's the most magical time of the year. We've got cottonwood fluff blowing in the wind, and it looks like fairies. My theory is that fairy babies are born at the same time the cottonwoods release their fluff. That's my theory. Okay, so real quick, before we get into it, yesterday's reading, when I was doing the transcribe edits, so rewatching, I noticed that at one point I was flipping through, or I was shuffling, and a card flipped, and I didn't notice, and closed the deck up, put it aside, forgot all about it. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, so I rewound it because it caught a glimpse. So I wanted to see what the card was. So I noticed that it looked like the Queen of Cups. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And, applying the Queen of Cups, if she would have came out, well, she did, but if I would have noticed, and obviously I didn't, and all this kind of stuff, right? And then I forgot about it. I completely forgot about it. And later on in the evening, I was having a moment, and I came and stood here, and I picked up the deck, and I just, with my eyes closed, just started shuffling until a card dropped. And when I looked, it was the Queen of Cups. The one card that was flipped over was the one card that came out for me. And then I was reminded, oh yeah, and it was this whole thing, right? But it was very clear message of this going with the flow state of being, right? This being royal, sovereign, in your creative power, in your flow state, right? Look at all the flow energy that the Queen of Cups has. Plus, she's the emotionally regulated, compassionate, heart-based queen, right? So very going with the flowing. So I just thought that was beautiful. And I wanted to share, because those kind of things happen behind the scenes all the time, right? This is the trust, the messages from your guides, right? I think that came up in our reading yesterday too. The follow the signs and synchronicities, trust what you see, what you know, what you feel, all of the things. Okay. So let's see what comes up for us today. What are we to think about, consider, to be mindful of, to put our awareness upon, and or release, right? There's always levels of release and surrender in everything we do. Balance, right? Balance. Okay, there we go. We got one. We got one. It's this one. Love never ends. Okay, this is the one that came up yesterday. So weird. So weird. Okay, what did it come up with? I forget, but it was a number 24. This one is a 14. So, love never ends. Well, love is a frequency, is an energy, and energy is immortal, infinite. And so, love never ends. It just transforms. It just changes shape. Look at all the fluff. I love it. I understand some people don't love this time of the year. Okay. Let's see what the Arcturians want to talk about. This love never ending. Being in your heart space. Are we taking the Queen? Is that why she came out? She was meant to be the front figure for this reading? Or do we put her back in and see if she comes out again? Or is she the underlying gorgeousness? Yeah, because being in your heart space, right? Creative, flowing, gorgeous, right? Yes, right. Yes, right. Okay. Yeah, so transcribes are happening. Oh, I noticed that on the playlist on YouTube, you can actually see the numbers of all of the videos. So on my website, I created a page that has all of the reading numbers and links to the reading. So you can go there, see all the numbers, and use your intuition and pick a number and get to the reading. To find your message, right? Just another way of interacting with the multidimensional timeless readings. Okay. Last time through, Arcturians. Like, take all of them then. With love. Take all of them with love. Beautiful. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, but that's not the best spot for you. Let's put you over here. There you go. Okay. I can already tell where this is going. We've got balance. Yes. Thank you. Confirmation. We love a confirmation. Also connected. That's funny because yesterday was contact, but I kept referring to being connected to make contact, right? Connected. The energy of connected helps you connect your heart with your higher self and listen to your inner wisdom. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, and then we got recognize. I think that's what this is. Recognize the star that you are. Recognition. The energy of recognition helps you look at yourself differently. We often have a lot of self-criticisms that influence our self-esteem in a negative way. Fear is frequently the barrier that keeps us from doing what we really want to do. Recognize yourself, okay? And look, we've got the star here, yes, and then we've got the inversed star here because it is an integration of your inversions, right? This creates wholeness. We need to own, acknowledge, take responsibility, take accountability, heal, embolden all aspects of self to be a functioning human being. Okay, so connected with your higher self through your heart space. Balance. on all of the levels, your dark, your light, your masculine, your feminine. Why? Why? Okay, why does that one work? This one doesn't work. Why? Okay. And recognition of self, of your growth, of your strength, of your determination, of your gorgeousness, of your healing process, of your processes. All of those things. All of those things. Okay. Now this love never ends. This is giving me the self. This is your masculine and your feminine in union within. Okay, beautiful, gorgeous. Yes. This strength, this divine inner union. This is recognition of this balance, this union, this gorgeousness. This ability to know through your connection, through your heart space, to your higher self, when to be and when to do. Okay. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. You know, if you've been here long enough to, it's a whole thing. And it's gorgeous. Okay, we've got a Berkano. We've got abundance, fertility, secrets, surprises, right? Laying eggs and being in anticipatory energy. The possibilities. What's in the egg? What's in the egg? Right? Okay. I'm just gonna put her out there. No, we'll put her back in. We'll put her back in. We know she was there. Dedication to your focus, to your balance, right? On all of the levels. This is the thing, right? You're like, oh, I don't know if you're like this, but we can be like, oh, I don't know, right? Gaslight ourselves. Have we really done a lot of work? Yeah, you have. The things that used to trigger you don't trigger you anymore. The ways you used to think things or over-explain and do things, or there's been so many gorgeously expanded ways that you have changed. I'm getting that reference to like doing all the internal work, right? In the drawers, in the cupboards, in the closets, in the back, in the garage, in the shed, in the attic, right? And you walk into your house after, weeks, months, years of working on this stuff. And you look around and you're like, it doesn't look like I've done anything in here, right? Until you start opening up the drawers, opening up the cupboards, going into the closet, in the attic, in the shed, in the garage, right? In the basement. And then you're like, oh, actually, I have. I feel like it's like that, where, you know, you can't look at your living space that has been similar this whole time as a reflection. It's internal. It's under the surface work, and this starts to affect your external in these kinds of ways. In Berkano, in like seeds, things that grow from the fertile soil. It's like fertile soil. You do all the things to ensure that the soil is gorgeous, rich, nutrient, so that anything that you lay, anything that you plant is like boom, and you don't know. You just hope that that soil is perfect, right? And you plant the seeds and you let it do its thing. And then it's when the blooms appear that you're like, I did do the work. Look at how gorgeous these things grew, right? Okay, who's coming out today? I find that they let me talk sometimes. Get out all the channel stuff. Okay, what do we got here? So, a very interesting combination of things here. Okay. Very interesting. Okay, so the devil came out. Face up. Obvious. Blatant, right? Our shadows, our doubts, our fears, our worries, our adversaries, our contrast, our resistance, our unhealed versions, our projections, all of those things, right? They're more obvious. They're more in our faces because they're the evidence of doubts, fears, limiting beliefs, adversaries of the past, right? But the cards that were flipped on top, like the seeds that are planted in the soil, maybe that's it. Maybe it's because we can't see what's happening underneath the surface, and so there's room to fill in the blanks, to project, right? But what's actually growing underneath the surface is gorgeousness, okay? The words, the seeds that you are planting are growing fruit. The universe is conspiring in your favor to line things up for you, and beautiful reciprocating relationships are coming in, are prevalent, are germinating, are sprouting. And this is a beautiful thing. This is a beautiful thing. Okay, so we're continuing to ground and root out the weeds, right? Consider the weeds as the first indication that your soil is fertile, right? Because everything's growing in it. And your connected, balanced state of being, your healing internal star power, is what gives you the perspective and the grace to recognize, this isn't what I planted, right? This isn't what I planted. Out you go. And that's it. It doesn't have to be a thing. We don't have to call in CSI and, quarantine off the area, put marker tape, get the news stations in to, create a scene, basically, okay? You can just pick it up, chuck it, move on with your life. This is the beautiful part. This is part of your recognition of your evolution, is not getting to a state where there are no shadows or adversaries or devils or weeds, right? That is part and parcel of this experience. The recognition is in your ability to move, to flow through this experience without being trapped by the weeds. Something like that, okay? Okay. That was the experience, your experience in the past, letting the weeds grow. Sometimes we see the weeds and we're like, we'll just let them grow, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. If you are wanting to see if that weed is actually a medicinal herb. But it's the mindfulness, it's the awareness. So when I was shuffling the Arcturian cards, as I was putting it away, one was kind of slipping out, and it was, I just noted the image. And then when I was flipping through the book, I opened up on it and I noticed that it was awareness. And so I feel like this is that all pervasive, is pervasive the right word? Underlying energy of this all. It's your awareness, right? Your awareness to your heart space, to your balance, to your flow, to your recognition of your growth, of your expansion, of you, right? It's all your awareness. Being aware of what you are speaking into being, and it's harmonizing with what you are thinking, feeling, and believing. Guess who came out to play? Yes, beautiful. Okay, this is how you quelch. Is that a word? I don't know. These words just come in, but sometimes I look them up and they're exactly what I mean. Okay. So, yes, when you see a weed, you flow with it, right? You're like, oh, yeah, thank you, bye, right? If you're flowing and you're going and you see sun and you're like, I can flow this way, right? Because you're easy breezy, beautiful, gorgeous. Two fluffs were just like dancing by my window. Two fluffs of gorgeousness, two seeds, right? Because that's what the fluff is. It's seeds blowing in the wind, flowing and blowing. Where are they going? They don't care. They're in for the ride. They're trusting that they will reach fertile soil. Wow. Wow. Can I get a goosebump or two? Thank you. Thank you very much. It was already happening. Okay. So this is the Empress. Okay. And she's gorgeous. She is who you become when you are holding the Queen of Cup state, right? Being in your heart space, creative, flowing. This is a combination. This is Berkano, the mother, fertile and fecund, popping seeds like they're confetti, and not just any confetti, biodegradable confetti, 'cause we're conscious of our ecological footprint. Okay, so that's effing gorgeous. Okay, wow. Yeah, star. Yes, star. You're gorgeous. Okay. Wow. Okay, wow. So that's what's happening here. You're holding this love frequency, drawing in love timelines, love potentials, anchoring, holding the frequency of love, and birthing love blooms, love seeds. Independent, intuitive, grounded, abundant. Gorgeous. Look at all this beingness. All this beingness. I also saw the Queen of Wands at the bottom of the deck at one point. What's this one? Okay, it's your movement away. You're letting go of the old ways, right? This is the active participation in moving yourself away from the drama and the trauma, from the old ways of resistance into smooth, calm peacefulness. Okay, this is something we choose for ourselves through our actions and our thoughts, right? Just because somebody throws something down at your feet doesn't mean you have to bend over and pick it up. This is what we're learning, that sometimes fighting to be right is futile. Is futile, right? Because there's a time and a place on all things, right? There's a time absolutely to fight for your right to defend your position and all of this stuff, but we're coming from a place of emotionally regulating nervous system, right? We are counteracting old programs and muscle memory and conditioned responses and ways of being into mindful, aware, connected, heart-based, balanced engagements, interactions, responses, right? And so that's different. I don't know where we were there, but it's gone now. Okay. So we've got something coming in quickly. Okay, the Knight of Cups. This is something emotional, and it's on something grounded that is coming in with the timeline shift. Yeah. This could be an idea. This could be a communication from spirit. This could be a physical, well, whatever it is, it's going to affect your physical when you are in your being state. It's part of what you're drawing in here with this Empress, who creates a solid toroidal torus field. I think the toroidal is within the torus field. There's lots going on in there. Right? Birthing out and receiving, birthing out and receiving. And there's that balance, right? That releasing and receiving modes. Gorgeous. Okay. But you're drawing in opportunities, you're drawing in external offers as well as internal insights, right? Right? Internal insights. Whoa. Okay, so this thing coming in, this offer, okay? Is going to contribute to your heart space. Sorry, 1 second. I got a hair tickling. 1 second. Got a hair tickle in my heart space. Okay. It's gonna fill your It's gonna fill your cup. It's gonna make you feel invigorated, or whatever, or you're meeting the offer as one who is overflowing. This is something that is a result of, right? This could be something that your overflowing has fertilized, nurtured. We don't know, but it's going to multiply. Okay, I don't know the odds of the Ace of Cups coming out with the Two of Cups. What are the odds of that? Okay. It seems like a lot, but I mean, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I don't even know how to read it. I don't even know how to read it, okay? It's just like, wow. It's just like a wow, okay? I don't know where to put anything. I don't know. It's a crazy world. Okay, so Two of Cups. This is a divine union. This is a message from your heart to your heart. And it's love sauce. Okay. Wow. Okay. I was just going to say one more card. It is the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Which is collaboration, which is celebration. Your divine spirit team. All things working in your favor. Behind the scenes, on all the levels. Gorgeousness. Okay. So what the and a wow. And okay. And look at this rose. This is one of my mini roses. They don't smell. But what's really cool is that they used to be this super, super soft pink, like almost white pink, like that kind of soft. And my fragrant rose, that fuchsia, that vibrant fuchsia, I had it parked or growing right beside this bush. And over many years, I could see color starting to spread from the side that the fragrant rose was on. over. It just, this communication that was happening beneath the surface that was affecting everything. So this rose rugosa that I planted, their communication, its communication with the environment around it had a visual effect. And eventually the roses started to deepen and darken. And now I have varying colors of this and an even darker. There were a couple years where I would get half and half. I would get those kinds of variations where you can see the takeover or the influence. So something about that with this reading, this underground communication, this invisible communication that's happening. Okay. Okay. Let's get. Is there somebody tickling me here? Yes. Okay, let's get a animal oracle. Let's get a telepathy oracle. What do we got going on here? Something about that subtle influence of your environment. So don't underestimate the power of your evolution and the effect that it has on the world around you. That's the message from that story. Okay, with the rose. Okay. So we got test. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested. Yes, the universe loves to test. It's a frequency test, right? It's a stability test. It's just like when you're learning taekwondo or some sort of martial arts, right? They always say, do your stance, right? And then the sensei comes by and they try to push you over. And if you're easily pushed over, then you're not in your solid stance. So it's kind of like that. The universe is your sensei, wanting you to be strong. And so we'll test to see. So this is why when you get to a certain level of awareness and healing, your adversaries start to turn into your, they always were, but you start to recognize them more as tools in your gym, right? Your training ground, your workout station. Okay, you're like opportunity to grow and expand. Okay, so we've got don't let guilt get in the way of happiness. Okay, so mindful awareness of whenever you are resisting gifts, right? They start off small. This is another level of your test. If you are given a compliment, can you receive it? If someone offers you help, can you receive it? If a lucky break happens, how are you receiving it, right? Are you like, oh, you know, the odds were in my favor, or oh, it was just lucky, or oh, it could have happened to anybody, right? This is about claiming your abundance and your worthiness, right? Aha, yes, of course that happened because I manifested it, right? Of course that happened because I'm deserving of these beautiful things happening to me. Yeah, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Okay, cherish the thought of always having you here by my side. Oh, baby, I cherish. Give me faith, give me joy, my boy. I will always cherish you. Madonna. Madonna. Okay. Protect, yes, cherish your now engagements with people. Nothing is guaranteed forever. So when you find yourself in a moment of joy and gorgeousness, relish it, milk it, acknowledge it, hold it, love it, be grateful for it. Attract your twin flame. Okay. So confirmation on attracting a twin flame, if that feels relevant for you. Okay, the signs are here. We've got the Two of Cups. We can make it if we try. It's the Two of Cups, you and I. Okay, which is basically the twin flame. Attract. Okay, twin flames themselves contain an aspect of each other's personality. And I feel like this is true in the sense of there's something in the masculine and feminine and the mirroring and the opposites and the when you heal and you're balanced. And then when you come into union in real life, then you settle into your more natural aspect, being either masculine or feminine, and together you create another level of wholeness. Anyways, I had this vision of what a twin flame union yin yang symbol would look like. And it was basically this symbol, but this symbol was in the dots. And then there was these two were split. Yeah, it was really cool. It is really cool. But we are fractals, right? So there's this whole like as within, so without, as above, so below. We see evidences of, or reflections, or layers. I don't know. Sorry. Quantum. That was a quantum physics explosion in my mind where the thought took its own turn and hit the door. Okay. Okay. Let's just get some cool, straight up message from the crystals here. Because this is about balance within, recognition of how far you've come, and love that is meant to be will be. Because it never dies. This is the thing with twin flames, right? It's a soul recognition. It's a soul level union. If you're on one, if you're on a twin flame journey, you would definitely know it by now. beyond signs and synchronicities. The whole process and union is intertwined so completely within your DNA that it's undeniable. But there's always the room to doubt, right? There's always the external environment illusion that can make us doubt what we feel, what we know. Okay, we got to 38. Which I don't know where to put. Right there, right there. Perfect. It's like it was meant to be there the whole time. Okay, 38. What do you got for us? Freedom. Gorgeous. Okay. Choice, empowerment, and change. From the beginning of your life, you learn by interacting with the environment around you. These interactions with the people, places, and events in your life have shaped your understandings and perceptions. Your emotions have been created by a lifetime of experience and often respond unconsciously to external events. This can create a challenge for lasting inner peace. You are guided to carefully select the thoughts and emotions you empower as they define the quality of your experience. Allow feelings of appreciation, gratitude, and love to replace any unhealthy thoughts in your mind. Embrace the freedom of living in the present moment and transcend your conditioned emotional responses by connecting with the source of universal love. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful confirmation from the crystals. Yes, yes. Okay. We got a couple charms. And let's throw a couple of these down too. Okay. Let's see together what we got here. Okay. Oh, wow. There's lots going on. Oh, wow. We've got a pot and some fluff from the kitties. Okay. So we've got the cauldron. Okay. Things be a brewing and a stewing. And your angels, your spirit team, they are smelling your concoction and it's gorgeous. Okay. So your mindfulness of what you brew, right? What you stew. This is a tower that had happened that made you choose yourself, choose your peace. And so be grateful for these things, people, places, circumstances, and events that trigger expansion and growth and movement in your life, right? We've got the moon, okay? This is that gradual revelation. Coming out, we've got life and death. We've got the spark and the volcano. We've got the upright and inverted star here. So look at this balance in your awareness. We got lots here. Oh, there's the Tower. Okay, this is the thing that inspires, let's say, our awakening, our expanding, our evolution, our growth. Okay, and the Empress. Okay, this is how you became an Empress, through this process, through your active participation in steering your own ship into a place of peace and calm, into calm harbors. Okay, where you learned how to go with the flow and overfill your gorgeous cup. Ooh, your tests, rewards is luck. Will bring in luck. Will seem like lucky events, but they are tests from the universe on your willingness and ability to receive. We've got the sun and moon kitty here. Okay, I want to say the balance between your action and your being, your thought and your words, your eagle and your horse, your sun and your moon, your light and your shadow. All things are important. Okay, we've got the hanged one here. This is your contemplation. You're seeing things from different perspectives, your recognition that you are the abundant, gorgeous sunflower power connected to the sun. We've got the pumpkin here. I want to say that this is abundance. This could be time period too. Stuff that you plant, seeds that you plant now, coming into fruition in the fall. Wherever fall may be for you. What's back here? I spy with my little eye something about love. Okay, that's happening in behind the scenes. This is beautiful. This is you're holding the love frequency. This is what the Empress does. This is what's happening beneath the surface. Love is growing, germinating. Beautiful. Okay, and this is delivered. Love is en route to you. Okay, something like that. Look at that. Look at that. Come on. Okay. Get out of here. Come on, guys. Okay. Okay. What do I gotta say about that? It is what it is. Something like that. Okay. You're looking fish. This could be an indication to look within and to see what is coming to you, to be able to perceive or receive what is coming to you. And if it's gorgeous, don't feel guilty about it. Don't be like, oh, I could have this, but other people don't, and so I shouldn't either, right? Guilt comes out in many different ways, but this is a lack of ability to receive. And worthiness. Take it, make it yours, and do something gorgeous with it, okay? Look at this, your flow state contributing to your timeline shifting, your ability to go with the flow, your choice to ride the wave instead of being bowled over and drowned by it, right? Big difference, big distinction. And there you are. There you are, the star, your healing journey, your pouring into self, your gorgeousness. Okay? Wow. Wow. This is how you connect This is how you balance. This is how you tap in to the love that never ends. Wowza, wowza. Okay. What the? So that's what I got for you. And yeah, let me know if your mind is blown by dropping a mind blown emoji. Okay. And yeah, ride those tests, ride the wave, keep popping out seeds like biodegradable confetti, keep flowing and going and growing and glowing. It's working. You're gorgeous. And I love you. And I appreciate you. And I hope to see you next time.